I figure most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps.
The Department of Justice has released another batch of Epstein documents, and this time they reveal something very disturbing: connections between Ellen DeGeneres, Justin Bieber, and other high-profile figures. These latest files suggest something even darker: that Bieber was exposed to private controlled environments linked to Epstein and Ellen's other associates like Diddy, raising questions about what occurred in these spaces and who protected those involved. If that was not shocking enough, 50 Cent is allegedly speaking out, saying he knows what Ellen did and that he has been hinting at it for years. With all of this going on, people are wondering why Justin Bieber has not spoken about what he remembers and what he is afraid to say. We went through the new documents, and what we found will leave you stunned.
Don't trust nobody. In Hollywood specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California. New Yorkers will tell you no, and in California, they don't know how to tell you no.
Recently, the Department of Justice released even larger troves of information related to Jeffrey Epstein's criminal activities. This recent release included new pages of documents shedding light on the extensive network and operations surrounding Epstein and his associates. The DOJ complied with the act by producing approximately 3.5 million pages of material. These documents include videos and photos from Epstein's properties where recording cameras were reportedly installed. Victims, many of whom were girls and young women, were victimized by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell in a ring that operated in secrecy for years. But now someone unexpected is allegedly ready to speak up about something not a lot of people knew. In a candid statement, 50 Cent expressed a controversial viewpoint about the entertainment industry, saying that women in positions of power can be just as predatory and harmful as infamous men like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein. Allegedly, 50 Cent highlighted that many women in the entertainment industry, especially those in influential roles such as showrunners or executives, can engage in exploitative behavior similar to that of Weinstein and Epstein. He revealed that while stories about male predators are widely publicized, similar actions by women rarely come to light because society tends to view women as less likely to be predatory. According to industry insiders, 50 was allegedly talking about one woman specifically, Ellen DeGeneres. He explained that when people like Ellen achieve success and begin earning more than their male partners, the dynamics in their relationships and workplaces can shift, sometimes leading to predatory or manipulative behavior. He also pointed out what he described as a double standard: when such behavior comes from women, it is often dismissed or justified as a choice, while similar actions by men are condemned. 50 Cent said he had witnessed these dynamics firsthand happening to Justin Bieber. He also suggested that something
guest.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Ellen and Diddy's public camaraderie included jokes, praise, and support, which did not raise suspicion at the time, but now, given the context of the DOJ files, invites serious scrutiny, especially considering Diddy's very questionable relationship with Justin Bieber. It all started on Ellen's show. Diddy is known to be connected to private gatherings and controlled environments where guest lists are confidential, phones are confiscated, and what happens inside remains undisclosed. These are the types of spaces where Epstein's influence and operations are believed to have extended. Justin Bieber entered the music industry at a very young age, around 13 years old. Coming from Canada, he quickly rose to fame. At first, his relationship with Usher appeared to be a mentorship. Usher introduced Bieber to influential people like Ellen, opening doors for him, but one of those doors led Bieber from Ellen to Diddy.
To Diddy.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
Now, amidst all of this, 50 Cent has exposed resurfaced footage showing Diddy discussing private time with Bieber and experiences that were not meant for public disclosure.
He bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're
He
out.
got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house. And he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
At the time, these comments were dismissed as industry talk, just two celebrities talking, but now they raise serious questions about what transpired during those moments. Over the years, Justin Bieber has also exhibited behavior and spoken in ways that suggest deeper personal struggles.
Justin Bieber, he dropped the song. It went over our heads.
Which
it's actually
video?
about P. Diddy this whole time. He even came out and said stuff about how when he was younger, he was being taken advantage of, which is true. The problem was being a victim of the diddler. What happens? Because he has so much dirt on you, if you go out into the public, he may have videos, he may have embarrassing things. He might even have incriminating footage of you doing things that you were forced to under the influence to do.
Justin has emotionally spoken about protecting younger artists like Billie Eilish, which some interpret as a reflection of his own experiences and a desire to protect others from similar harm. Bieber has also distanced himself from people who helped build his career, citing feelings of betrayal that seem to go beyond ordinary business disputes given the connections between Bieber, Diddy and Ellen DeGeneres and their alleged proximity to Epstein's network. Questions have been raised about who allowed these environments to exist, who knew and who stayed silent. This brings attention back to Ellen DeGeneres, whose quiet withdrawal from public life coincided with increased scrutiny of the Epstein files, leading to speculation over whether it was a coincidence or a strategic move. Ellen announced her retirement from talk shows shortly before the Epstein files were released and Donald Trump was under scrutiny. Then in November 2024, Ellen and her wife Portia de Rossi sold their California home and moved to England, citing Trump's election as a major reason for the move, and relocated to the Cotswolds, a region in the UK known for entertainment industry ties. This move happened alongside the release of Epstein-related documents and rising public attention on the scandal, making the timing difficult for some to ignore. Public reactions included strong comments demanding accountability, expressing sympathy for Bieber and describing the entertainment industry as a place where some believe serious personal costs can come with pursuing a career.
I just wanted to be a good example, and it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
50 Cent's revelations challenge the conventional narrative about abuse and power in the entertainment industry by highlighting that women can also be predators, something society often refuses to acknowledge. We have been conditioned to see men as the sole perpetrators and women only as victims, but power corrupts regardless of gender and opportunity enables regardless of identity. The truth is more complicated, and 50 Cent is forcing people to look at it. The connections drawn between Ellen DeGeneres and the Epstein scandal invite further examination of how power dynamics and societal perceptions influence which stories are told and which remain hidden. Why did people ignore the signs with Ellen? Why was she celebrated as kind while allegations swirled? Because people wanted to believe the image, because the truth was too uncomfortable. As the Epstein files continue to be analyzed and more information emerges, it is crucial to maintain a balanced perspective that holds all individuals accountable, regardless of gender, fame, or political affiliation, and to recognize the complex realities of abuse and exploitation in powerful circles. These revelations have sparked intense public interest and debate. Social media is on fire, comment sections are overflowing, and people are choosing sides. But what needs to be remembered is that while no single piece of evidence conclusively proves wrongdoing by any individual, the consistent patterns and connections demand further investigation, not proof, but enough to ask questions. Enough to demand answers. Where there is smoke, there is often fire, and there is a lot of smoke around Ellen DeGeneres, around Diddy, and around Epstein's entire network. The overarching concern is the protection of vulnerable individuals placed in powerful circles too early. Justin Bieber was 13 years old, a child from a small town in Canada, thrust into a world he did not understand, surrounded by adults who should have protected him, along with concerns about the accountability of those who facilitated Or ignored harmful behavior? Where were the adults? Where were the parents? Where were the lawyers? Where were the friends who saw something and said nothing? Silence is complicity, and there was so much silence. The DOJ's release of Epstein-related documents has opened a Pandora's box of questions about the intersections of fame, power, and exploitation. How did Epstein operate for decades without consequence? Who protected him? Who looked the other way? Who profited from his crimes? Who is still out there? The involvement of figures like Ellen DeGeneres, Justin Bieber, and Diddy in these narratives complicates the public understanding of these events. Some are victims, some may be perpetrators, and some may be both. Justin Bieber may have been a victim, but that does not mean he cannot also have done harm. Ellen may have been a perpetrator, but that does not mean she cannot also have been a victim at some point. The truth is rarely simple, but it is always worth seeking. And the victims, the real victims, the young girls on Epstein's island, the young boys in Diddy's orbit, deserve nothing less than the truth. As more information potentially surfaces, the focus remains on uncovering the truth, ensuring justice for victims, and preventing such abuses from recurring. Will more victims come forward? Will more documents be unsealed? Will anyone be held accountable, or will the powerful once again escape justice? What remains clear is that the story is far from over, and the implications of these connections will continue to unfold in the public eye. We will be watching, we will be asking questions, we will not look away. So the final questions remain: what did Ellen know about Diddy and Bieber? What happened to Justin Bieber that he cannot speak about? What does 50 Cent know that he has not said yet? Who else in Hollywood is connected to Epstein's network? How many victims are still silent because they are afraid? The Epstein files opened a door. People are only beginning to see what is behind it, and what has been seen so far is disturbing.